Greetings, Minecrafters, and welcome to another exciting Minecraft discussion. Today, my name is Kimberly Quinn, out in the woods yet again, big surprise. So, today I've been inspired, especially since it's so quiet. I expected some people, like we walk back there a ways, but usually it's like die-hard hikers, maybe moderately die-hearted. Well, hikers doesn't make any grammatical sense, probably. Anyway, but I expected some people because it's gorgeous and it's May, and I don't know. Anyway, and there aren't, and we're so excited. Even though I'm explosively extroverted, G and I are pretty happy to be in the woods by ourselves. Anyway, so I'm inspired to actually about silence today and how important it is to spend some time each and every day in silence. And maybe I'm inspired from all over the place. I watched the movie Eat, Pray, Love again this week because I must have been home by myself for some reason. My husband doesn't like that movie that much. Thinks the guy's like totally selfish, which he kind of is. But anyway, I was watching it, and the part when the retreat is like lots of retreats. She was in India, but those are like those are Manhattan. Those are all over the place. When you go to a retreat, often not always, there some of the time is spent in silence on purpose. And the actor in that says, "Oh yeah, She points, in silence, and then the other actor says, "Oh, she got that at the bookstore," whatever, in silence. And then that brought me back to when I was being at St. Mike's as an undergrad. A friend of ours went into the priesthood. He was a novitiate, and he went to, I think it was Mystic, Connecticut. Anyway, beautiful spot, he said, and it was the whole weekend in silence. The whole weekend was spent in silence. He was like 22 years old. I remember having this conversation with him, 50, or no, not 50, excuse me, we're 57 now, so whatever, 30 plus years ago. Oh, geez, is that 40 plus years ago? Oh my God. So anyway, I remember what he said to me even to this day, because I'm like, a whole weekend in silence. Remember, we're in college, partay, and we're in a whole different place than, now. And he said, "Kim, I can't even put into words what it does for you. Like, I can't even put it into words. I can't even say, because you don't realize that the external noise, even if it's not noise, like a party, if it's just regular life, cars and people talking to you and the phone ringing and, just regular life." He said how much that takes away from your internal world. When all that is shut off, back then it was newspapers, right? No computers or cell phones or anything. But when you shut all that stuff out, how your internal world becomes so alive, so on stage, the spotlight's on the inside. And that, because I have not really thought about that conversation, I don't know, in decades, or maybe even since that time. And it all came to me with this sort of connect the dots situation with, I think I was reading something earlier too about the importance of silence. Anyway, it all came together because it is just so important. So even though most of us, or many of us, don't have the luxury of maybe, spending a ton of money to go to a meditation retreat in, New York City or Omega. I'm thinking the ones that are closer up here, Boston or wherever, India. What we can control our own, plan for that at home. Even if and it means, silence means all of it. Texting counts as noise. So it means no phone, no in-person, no texting, no computer. Just shut off all the drugs, unplug the drugs. And even if it's just 15 minutes, boy, that's a start. 15 minutes is better than no minutes of total and complete silence. And also, lastly, really, and I do appreciate the Notch a lot. I voice it. G and I are so grateful for the Notch. Once we sort of wind up this kind of important conversation to have, I'll be in silence. I'm in silence most days for just, obviously I'm busy doing a lot of things, but I do make time, and I get up early, which is also good. Sometimes we do it in late afternoon, but not as much, because that's when things start to come out up here. We talked about that whole bear thing. Actually, way in the early morning, the bears like the early morning too, which is my time. So anyway, we can totally coexist. Absolutely. But I don't know what I would do, as extroverted and outgoing as I am, with wonderful family and friends. I'm not sure I would have the same level of mental health without some silence each day. Or let's say most days, because I definitely am up here 5 days out of 7, even if it's for a short one. Okay, so that's it. Plan, make it, and again, whenever we do mental mental health stuff, well-being stuff, on the well-being track, authenticity track, we often have to schedule it like we would a dentist appointment or a haircut. Because if we just go on autopilot, we talked about that, doing the same every day, thinking same, doing same, everything's going to happen, same, right? So you have to prioritize it like you would a dentist appointment or a haircut, and maybe even set a timer. For the next 15 minutes, there is no incoming information. That's it. No human voices, no texting, no anything. And I'm going to sit, walk, ski, something in silence. Just me and the divine connection. That's it. Okay, this is Kimberly Quinn signing off from Northern Vermont. Have some silence in your day. And okay, I am back with a small retraction, just like the New York Times does that. Not that it even really pertains to the video, but when I said my husband doesn't like that movie because the husband is so selfish, I had it in backwards. It's Liz Gilbert, a character played by Julia Roberts. He just can't even watch the movie. And no offense to Julia, he likes that. He likes her. He likes her, it's just he doesn't like the character of her. And I can't say as I disagree with him. And the part that's endearing is when the husband is representing himself when they're at the court to deal with a mediation or whatever, and he says, quitter, quitter, quitter. He sings like a quitter, quitter. We both think that's very endearing. Anyway, it has nothing to do with this video whatsoever, but I want to make sure I didn't misrepresent my beloved. Okay, this is Kimberly Quinn, signing off from the Notch. Have a mindful day.